The M4A3E2 Jumbo Sherman tank was a unique variant of the standard Sherman, specifically built for leading assaults and breaking through fortified positions during World War II. Unlike regular Shermans, the Jumbo featured significantly thicker armor, up to 100 mm on the front hull and turret, which was a dramatic improvement from the standard 51 mm frontal armor. This increased protection made it ideal for spearheading attacks, particularly during the grueling fighting in the European theater. Its overall appearance was bulkier and heavier, with a boxy turret and reinforced gun mantlet. Although most came equipped with a 75 mm M3 gun, some were later upgraded in the field to carry the more powerful 76 mm gun to better engage German heavy armor. Inside, the Jumbo retained the basic Sherman crew layout, with 5 men, commander, gunner, loader, driver, and assistant driver/bow gunner. The interior was tight and utilitarian. The commander stood in a small rotating cupola with narrow vision blocks, giving him limited but vital battlefield awareness. The gunner, seated to the left of the main gun, operated the elevation and traverse mechanisms, and had access to the sighting optics. The loader worked quickly in the confined space to feed shells into the breech, with storage racks holding dozens of rounds lining the turret and hull. Wet stowage compartments, designed to reduce ammunition fires, were introduced in these later models. The driver and assistant driver sat at the front, surrounded by steel walls and viewing through periscopes or small vision slits. Levers, pedals, radios, and basic control panels surrounded them. The tank's floor was covered in a rugged, non-slip texture, and despite its brutal function, the space was surprisingly well organized for combat efficiency. One of the most notable moments for the Jumbo was during the Battle of Hurtgen Forest and especially the Battle of the Bulge in late 1944. In these battles, the Allies faced fierce German resistance, icy terrain, and dense forests that turned every advance into a blood-soaked struggle. The Jumbos were often placed at the head of armored columns, absorbing enemy fire that would have easily knocked out standard Shermans. Their thick armor allowed them to withstand direct hits from German Pak-40 anti-tank guns and even shots from the infamous Panther tanks, at least from a distance or non-optimal angles. This survivability meant that infantry units could follow behind them with greater confidence. A famous instance occurred during the defense of Bastogne, when a Jumbo led a small armored task force through enemy lines to reinforce the surrounded 101st Airborne Division. Under heavy German artillery and tank fire, the Jumbo took multiple hits but pushed forward, shielding lighter tanks and troops. Its thick frontal armor deflected rounds that would have destroyed other vehicles. In one account, a Jumbo took a direct hit to the turret from a Tiger, suffered damage, but remained in the fight long enough to knock out 2 German vehicles and lead the force through a breach in the enemy lines. These kinds of battlefield performances made the M4A3E2 invaluable in assault and defensive roles during the harsh winter of 1944–45. Despite being a stopgap solution with only about 254 units produced, the Jumbo gained a reputation among U.S. crews for its toughness and dependability. Its role wasn't to engage in tank duels with Panthers or Tigers directly, but to survive the first barrage, return fire, and keep moving, a critical quality in combined arms warfare. The few Jumbos that survived the war often ended up in post-war testing or scrapped due to their specialized nature. Yet their legacy as battlefield survivors made them legendary among the variants of the Sherman tank family.